This cop reached for his gun several times during Jideon's last crash out, and in this video, we're gonna watch this live stream to see what led up to Jideon almost getting arrested and possibly shot.
Okay, now you're pushing me. Okay. More handsy with me than a registered sex offender. Y'all are fucking losers. Fuck you.
As someone who loves to watch the scum of the earth get their comeuppance, I love predator catches. From the days of Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator, I have always been enthralled with watching someone that comes to hurt an underage person and scar them for the rest of their life for their own selfish reasons, be it sexual, emotional, whatever the cause may be, because I don't give a fuck about a pervert's feelings. I have loved watching them get taken down. So as it stands, of course I'm a fan of channels like Jideon. Now, when I talk about predator catchers, I'm not talking about people who set up the predator and then take out their own vigilante justice by punching them, hitting them, making fun of them, playing video games with them, doing all these things that, in my opinion, isn't really a punishment, and it's just two evils coming together because you're bullying someone because they're an evil person, but you're not getting law enforcement involved. You're not preventing them from hurting another child. I enjoy watching Jideon's channel because he actually does have law enforcement involved and he does get the police involved, contrary to what other birds may believe. So imagine my shock when a notification popped up saying that our boy Jideon was about to get himself arrested. Now we're gonna go ahead and watch this live and see how this whole entire situation unfolded. How close was our boy Jideon to getting himself in a lot of trouble?
Your boy might get arrested for what I'm about to do. So just in case, I wanted to be on live. I explained everything on my IG live. I don't have enough time to explain it here, but you guys are gonna get the context. I'm going inside the police station right now. Please, everybody, just screen record this because I could, who knows what might happen. Like I said, I could get arrested for what I'm about to do, but, justice needs to be served. So I really don't care. Hello, ma'am. Can I please talk to the captain of patrol or the assistant chief?
We don't have an assistant chief. What is this regarding?
So we had an incident over at the Walmart where a registered sex offender came to meet a 13-year-old girl, right? And said registered sex offender came, he Ubered all the way over there, and I called dispatch. Dispatch wasn't gonna send anybody out. The only reason why dispatch got sent out was because he had a warrant for his arrest. After that, the police came, they arrested him, they were being very rude to me, and then all I asked the sergeant was if I can make an incident report about this. And the sergeant refused to make an incident report about this. I don't know if that goes against our city policies, but he refused to make an incident report. He refused to give me a case number because a registered sex offender, a man who he admitted to me that he raped a 14-year-old girl when he was 23. Now he is 31 years old, and he came to meet a 13-year-old girl. And I do have my ID on me.
So the video starts out with Jideon explaining the situation to us. He has set up this predator catch with a predator that has priors and is on the registered sex offenders list. This guy has offended before and he is attempting to offend again, and Jideon is calling the cops to assist them in arresting this guy, but the cops don't want to show up.
Here, let me explain to you guys what's going on. We just caught a dangerous registered offender, right? This man's a felon. He has assault charges, all that, and he's a registered sex offender. He admitted to me how the reason why he became on the registry is because he raped a 14-year-old girl when he was 23 years old. He today came to meet a 13-year-old girl. He's 31, and he's still on the registry. I called the police, and the police literally told me that they weren't going to come out. First off, we called again. They finally sent people out because after they searching up his name, they saw that he has an arrest warrant. The police come over. They were just really rude to me, kicked me out, and then all I was trying to do was give the evidence to the police officer. All he did was just give me a card. Usually what they do is they'll send you a portal thing to send it through and everything. The officer was really rude to me. They were like, what if he brought a gun and started shooting it up? And I told the officer, I said, respectfully, I don't do what ifs. That's not what happened. We had a calm thing. Everything went good. And he was like, just because the way you did this, we're probably not gonna even take this case. And I'm like, so you're not gonna take a case of a registered sex offender coming to meet a 13-year-old girl? And I asked them point blank, and you guys have seen the video, if he didn't have an arrest warrant, would you guys have even arrested him? And the sergeant looked me in my face and said, Probably not.
So eventually the cops show up, they arrest the guy because the guy already has a warrant out for his arrest, but Jideon is really pissed off because this has nothing to do with his sting operation, and because the arrest has nothing to do with the sting operation, there's a high chance that this guy's gonna get out of jail without the whole sting operation, and the fact that he wanted to meet up with another underage person won't get put on his record and it won't count. None of this is going to count for anything, and the arrest that he was arrested for could possibly be a lighter charge or minor charge that he can easily get out of jail for again.
And so after he said that, I turned around and looked at everybody outside the Walmart and I said, "Attention, Albany community." And I told them everything that officer just told me. And literally, there was people driving by saying, "Shame on you" to the officer. People were pissed. Then another officer comes up to me. He's like, "Dude, like, why are you doing this?" And I looked at him and I was like, "Why are you doing this?" I was like, "You are the guys that are being rude." We kept everything professional. And then he said, "Here, if you keep up this up, I'm going to arrest you for disorderly conduct." And I'm like, "You're going to arrest me for disorderly conduct for what you're doing to the community?" I was like, "You know what? You should do that in front of all these people." And I actually wish they would have arrested me in front of all the people. Officer, can I please get a case number for the case?
I told you out there, the way that this goes is you submit your complete investigation through our, you cannot, okay, this is on a Friday at 11 a.m. with zero notice. You called at 11:01 and you contacted the guy at 11:02.
Listen, officer, I would understand that if
this is my card.
20 minutes all around over in Kaiser, we got 2 arrests last night.
Great.
That's an even smaller police department than y'all.
Then this is our decision. Okay, this is the decision that we made as a department and in cooperation with our district attorney's office. Okay.
So are you guys going to take the evidence? Are you guys going to charge him for what he did today?
Once you submit the case, that will be evaluated, yes.
But how can I submit it to a case when there's not a case number? There's no case number.
Right, there's an online report submission process.
This is the first police station I've ever seen that works like this. It's always, "Here, let's get your name, tell us what happened. You guys didn't make an on-scene report. You guys didn't ask me anything." You literally told me to my face that the only reason why you guys arrested him is because he has an arrest warrant.
That's the only reason we responded, because our dispatch told you that we were not going to come.
So you don't care that a registered sex offender came to meet a 13-year-old?
Those are your words. Those are your words.
How is it my officer? Okay,
Because
you know what? Let me calm myself down.
You are saying that we don't care. We do care. But when you roll into town, you're from Texas, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you roll into Albany, Oregon, and you bring in a suspect from not even our community to our local Walmart, and you create the scene that you did inside Walmart, that creates a lot of problems for us.
Officer, there was not a single scene. No one in that Walmart knew what was going on until all you guys came in.
The problem.
Everything was calm.
You told me that you don't think about what ifs. We have to.
But, okay, the what ifs is gone. The guy's arrested.
You have my card, you have the captain's card.
Can I please get a case number? Can I please give you a police report about what happened?
The cop basically is saying to Jideon that we live in a small county, you should have called us in advance. We're not going to just come whenever you call us because we don't have the resources for that. If you had told us previously, perhaps we could have gotten involved. But as a department, we've decided not to get involved because we don't have that many people to arrange with you. Jideon is saying, "Yo, we were in a place that was smaller than you, just 20 minutes away, and we were able to make 2 arrests." Now, in this situation, I can understand this. I'm a person, I hate last minute stuff. I hate not having my resources together to get something done. I believe that there should never ever be a police station that doesn't have enough resources to help with situations like this. But at the same time, I hate last minute stuff. I hate when people spring things on me. But there are certain cases where if it's an emergency, if it's something that's really important, then you should be able to spring into action. I mean, that's what police are. They're emergency services. So to say that we don't have enough resources to respond to emergencies, or we only respond to these emergencies and this is an emergency, the protection of a child isn't an emergency, is a wild take for this officer. And as he's explaining himself to Jideon, I see things starting to get really tense because Jideon is really passionate about this and he's not going to back down. And because he was recently accused for having fake videos and fake preds by another online critic, I feel like he was really passionate about getting this arrest just to put another one under his belt to prove that what he does is real. And nobody on the internet is going to call him out and call him a faker because what he does is real. So him not catching a pred after this whole debacle about paying people $200 paying people $200 to make busts. Imagine ruining your whole ass life and being known as a kitty lover for $200. Yo, hey, there's no drugs in the world strong enough. But anyways, I mean, like, maybe if that $200 gets you your last fucking dose of Fent and you die after. But anyways, so Jideon's getting really passionate, and what got me really antsy at this point in the video is the fact that this guy is comfort touching his blick. And it's like, why? It's almost like a security blanket. Like, you know, when you need to touch something to make you feel better, he keeps tapping on his gun at his side. And I was like, why is this guy reaching for his gun? Why is he touching his gun? And I don't know if it's his gun or his taser, but I'm like, okay, I don't like this guy. The energy is weird. Everything he's saying, I can understand the logic behind it, but it's still weird because the danger of children, the endangerment of children, should be an emergency that you have the resources to respond to.
The only reason why he's in jail right now is because he has an arrest warrant. It doesn't even matter that he's a registered sex offender.
Okay, that you're not a police officer.
I'm not pretending to be. Officer, you have arrests here from other groups. PvP, another quote-unquote vigilante group, has arrests in this area. So what makes him different from me?
And we learned a lot of lessons from that issue. And he was told the same thing that I'm
But he has convictions in this area, so what's the difference?
Okay, we're done. You need to leave the police department. Thank you.
So the conversation continues, and Jideon points out the fact that PvP has had arrests in this area. And what this police sheriff, I think he's a sheriff, says is that, oh, well, we learned from that experience. I don't know if there's bad blood between PvP and Albany's police department, but apparently this officer is familiar with that.
And a man who uses fake online profiles to catch child predators says his 911 calls have led to over 150 arrests in 3 years, and 24 of them were in Albany this past month. He goes by the alias Tim, and he runs People vs. Preds, an online Facebook group dedicated to catching and exposing suspected child predators.
And basically we're getting to the point where he's asking Jideon to leave.
I can't be here in a public area?
No. We exercise control of our building. So we're done with business now.
How can we be done with business when you never started business? Officer, you never started business.
However, Jideon is perplexed because how is he supposed to get a case? Like, how is he supposed to submit all of the evidence that he has when he doesn't have a case number? He doesn't have a police report. None of the due process that I imagine is supposed to have been done at this point has been done. Now, I'm not going to pretend to be a cop. I'm not going to pretend to be familiar with the legal system. However, later on in the video, you will see that they do talk about how everything that police officers do has an incident report, whether it leads to an arrest or not, supposedly.
I think this is a very bad precedent. I think you guys need PR training.
You can contact the captain.
And what's your name and badge number?
I gave you my card.
Sergeant
Curtis Bell.
Curtis Bell. Sergeant Curtis Bell of the Albany Police Department, and you threatened to arrest me for no reason.
I'm telling you, you need to leave. Your business is done here.
No, you threatened to arrest me at the Walmart. You threatened to arrest me at the Walmart.
You wouldn't leave.
No, you liar. You literally said you were going to arrest me for disorderly conduct, not trespassing.
I told you I was going to arrest you for
Oh, you told me. My bad. Turnbull. My bad. I lied.
Leave the police department.
Okay, now you're pushing me. Okay. More handsy with me than a registered sex offender.
He went to jail.
Because the arrest warrant. That's the only reason why he's in jail. That's the only reason why y'all are fucking losers. Fuck you.
At this point, Jideon has to be escorted out of the police station because there's no resolve. The police aren't budging, Jideon is not budging, and because he's not doing business, they're like, we need you to leave the premises. But Jideon is pissed, and this is where you think this is the peak of the crash out. This is where you think that, okay, he's just gonna collect his resources and go about his business. And honestly, at this point, that's what I think he should have done. Everything that the police officers had done wrong could have been something that he just collected all of his footage on, took his evidence and reported on it, and have sought higher ups to deal with the situation in a legal manner. However, we have to understand that Jideon comes from a past of being an antagonist. Like, yes, he has turned over a new leaf by the grace of God in his very own words, but Jideon used to be a very antagonistic person, and he is not afraid of having really head-to-head confrontations with the police. And we have seen Jideon do this many times in the past with his older content.
My bowling ball.
Get out of here. This ain't no ball. Y'all need to leave.
It's a cosmetic.
That's bullshit.
It's a cosmetic. It has the 3 holes.
No, dude, that ain't a bowling ball. Y'all need to leave.
So listen, this is the deal.
What's up, bro?
Take off, don't come back. If you come back, we're gonna issue you a criminal trespass, okay?
So Jideon's not afraid of the cops. Even though the cops are getting physical with him, they're pushing him out of the door. We are about to learn all of the things that these cops have done wrong, supposedly, and hopefully the crash out doesn't get any worse. But as I was watching the live stream, this is where I began to get a little scared.
We arrested him. You literally told me the only reason why you arrested him is because he has an arrest warrant. Oh my God. This is actually, you know what? I apologize for cussing. I shouldn't have cussed, but like I am actually shaking from frustration. He lies to you guys and says that the reason why he threatened to arrest me was because of trespassing. That's not the reason why they threatened to arrest me. The reason why they threatened to arrest me is because after he told me that BS excuse about the only reason, if I didn't go in there live, who knows what would happen to me. Who knows? The only reason why I'm saved is because I have you guys, the Most High and you guys. I'm gonna submit all this evidence, but I'm not submitting it to a case because there's no case number. All I'm doing is just sending it to an email. This is the first time I've never gotten a case number for some bullshit like this, and then they never even got my information until I came to the police station for officer safety. Okay, so a guy with a phone is a danger to the freaking community. Maybe I should have taken it off my do-rag and they saw my clapped hairline and they would have felt safe then. But that's the only time where they got my information.
At this point, Jideon begins to involve chat. Because we know Jideon has a really big channel and he has over 3 million subscribers, and in this live alone there were at least 20,000 people watching, this didn't end well. There were people calling the police station, there were people spamming the Google reviews for the police station, so much so that they had to turn off the Google reviews for this police station. And then a lot of them were saying, oh, call them in the chat. However, there were a lot of people also in the chat that were very aware that Jideon could have been in a lot of danger because yes, he was crashing out, but he wasn't backing down. And there were people in the chat that were egging him on, but there were a lot of people that were like, no, you just need to walk away from this, Jideon. Now, as things escalate, Jideon does two things. He is addressing the chat, he's antagonizing the police, and he's also asking if he should go back inside because he wants to go back inside so badly.
Hello, how you doing, officer? Are you gonna turn down the blinds? I can't see inside the thing that my tax dollars pay for. Okay. Turn that TV off, turn that TV off. Missed a spot. She missed a spot. Ooh, I still see y'all. I still see inside. Officer, I see you. I don't think the blinds go down that low, huh? Officer, my tax dollars paid for this building. Maybe we need to pay for some better blinds that go all the way down. Wait, there's a little peak. Damn, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, man. They gotta do a better job. You guys gotta get some better blinds, bro. There's some weirdos out here that could be peeping on y'all.
Jideon has not gone back inside as of yet, but he also sends his security guard back into the building to ask for the body cam footage because the police officer pushed him out of the building, which he wants to pursue an assault charge for.
My security, James, he's asking for a report. You know, he can stay inside, you know what I mean? And you know what? I want to ask a question. I want to ask if they ID'd him. I come inside the police station. The dispatch lady says they have to ID me for police officer safety. But then a white guy comes right behind me and nothing happens. Like, no, they're not going to ID him or nothing. But me, oh, we got to ID him. He got a do-rag. You know what? Here, hold up. I'm less threatening now. Now you see my bald spot. I'm not a threat anymore, officer.
Now, because Jideon has releases information, they also put the address for the police station in the chat, and then you begin to have like actual subscribers to the channel. People that were watching the stream begin to show up at the location of the police station.
What's up, my man? Oh, wait, we got supporters coming in. Arresting a predator because he had an arrest warrant. I want you to go inside, and I want you to see if they ID you. I want to see if they ID you for public safety. Be polite, though. Be polite. No cussing. No, none of that. Please be polite.
So his security guard is in the building. There are people showing up to the physical location of the building. And then he has a phone call with his lawyer because he wants to know if he would legally be in the wrong if he went back into this building. because like I said, he's hot. He wants to go in so badly. So he calls up his lawyer, Mike, and this is what lawyer Mike has to say.
If I get the okay from my lawyer, I'm going back inside. All right, chat. I'm calling my lawyer right now. I want to see. I'm trying to call my lawyer right now. Here, this is what we're going to do, y'all. I'm going to go. If I get my lawyer on the call and he gives me the okay, we're going back in. If my lawyer, listen. And then if they arrest me wrongfully and after I sue, it's going to get donated to child human trafficking organizations and child predator organizations. I'll donate all the money. Let me hold up, chat. I'm gonna call Law by Mike. Yo, Law Mike. Yes. Mike, this is me, Jideon. Can you hear me? What's good, Mike? So listen, I'm in a dilemma right now. I came over to the police station to make a report, and I was calm, I was cool, I was collected, and the police officer kicked me out. You're my lawyer for right now, Mike. So I need you here. I'm like, okay, I don't care if I get arrested, but can they lawfully arrest me for being inside of a public government building, Mike?
I mean, only if they are just gonna like try to put you on some other type of charge, like trespassing or interfering with police activities or something. You know, my best suggestion is not to push it.
So you don't think I should go back inside?
I mean, I would recommend not, because there's just no reason to push it. And you could have someone else go inside and ask how you can file the report.
They did, and then the lady inside was lying to the kids. We have like 5 kids, or not even kids, they're grown. We have 5 guys here that pulled up, and then the lady started lying, saying that the only way to get the body cam footage is through the DA.
Well, I mean, I think the best course of action is to figure out who we need to talk to, get them on the phone, and figure out how we can file a police report. I think who you're dealing with right now at the station is not going to be helpful for you.
Yo, Mike, listen,
So,
is it illegal to not get an incident report? Because I asked the sergeant for a case number.
They have to take a police report. I mean, that's ridiculous to me.
Wait, the sergeant has to legally take a police report?
I don't know the rules in Oregon exactly, but typically they need to take police reports, even if it's for like small little things, you know.
The police officer refused to take a police report.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look into what their reasoning is there, but that's unusual. So I don't think.
Oh, and also,
I don't think that's correct, but I think the best course of action would be to get the number of their superior.
Also, a big problem that Jideon has at this point is that the lady at the front desk doesn't ask anybody else for their ID except for him. So apparently his security guard goes in, they don't ask for his ID. All of the fans, they go in, she doesn't ask for their ID. And according to Jideon, common denominator between everyone that shows up, that goes in, that isn't him, is that they're white and he's black. And so he also feels as if he's been racially profiled.
Wait, they didn't ask for an ID? They didn't ask for ID? Did they ask you for an ID? Wait, hold on. Did they ask you for an ID?
No.
Did they ask you? Whoa. So I'm the only one that has to ID myself. This is crazy. I got ID'd and I got kicked out of a police station.
The security guard applied for the body cam footage, and he also wanted the building security cam footage to show the officer putting his hands on Jideon as he was telling him to get out of the building. And there's a bit of a misunderstanding between what's allowed and what's not allowed. So one person says, yeah, no problem, we can get you the body cam footage. And then the other lady, who they assume is covering for the corrupt cops, says that they can't get the body cam footage because there's no case attached to it or something. I'm gonna let you guys watch and see what's being said.
Mr. James, man, what did they tell you?
So they said they won't release body-worn camera footage, and I said, okay. So I looked at the back of their sheet. This doesn't involve an incident report. This does involve an arrest. And I told them I want the building footage and I want the body-worn camera footage for them putting their hands on you here. She got all nervous, but that was when the rest of the kids walked in. But I have a call scheduled with the lieutenant who's in charge.
And you know what my lawyer said? He said that cops are supposed to always make an incident report, even if it's for something tiny. And did they ID you?
No.
Wait, hold on. Wait, for police safety, you have to always be the ID. Wait, you didn't get ID'd?
No.
No.
And I've had the gun on me.
So after they return to the car, they find that they may not be able to get the body cam footage. Lawyer Mike has told Jideon not to go back in. However, Jideon is still heated, pressed, wants to go back in. And this is where we end up with our cliffhanger ending that is only satiated by a post that Jideon makes later on. But we believe, and chat believes, that as Jideon goes back in to file a police report, because according to the security guard, you can go in there and still do business. So as long as you have business to do, you're not loitering, you're not trespassing, they're civil servants and they have a duty to serve you if you need something. So he goes back in to file a police report. Chat is still spamming the hell out of this police station. I kid you not. And at this point in the stream crashes.
I want to go inside so bad, but
I mean, as long as you go in and fill out the request form, you're transacting business. They can't kick you out.
He kicked you out for not transacting business.
Yeah.
But you don't want to.
So if you go in there and you transact business like I did and fill out the request
you know what?
form,
F
you
it.
can.
F it. Let's go.
All right.
I know I'm not listening to Mike, but Mike, I love you, man. You know what I mean, man. I'm just gonna have to hire you. All I'm doing to go in is I want to file a police report. That's all I want to do, chat. Babe, I love you. If, sadly, I might not make it home today. Like, I'm not going to die or nothing. I don't know. But you want to come in with me, dude? You stay in here, Eric. I don't want you to get arrested. I'm going in here to do a business transaction and make a police report, chat. That is the only reason why I'm coming inside. Hello, can I please file a police report? Please? Can you hold this for me?
I sure can.
Can I please get a police report? Thank you. Huh? Yes, ma'am. Since I didn't get one sent off to me.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what? Actually, I gotta file 2 police reports. I gotta file a police report about Sergeant Bell's unprofessionalism, even though that's part of your guys' standards. And I need to file a police report about a sexual predator coming to meet a 13-year-old girl when he's already on the sex registry for raping a 14-year-old girl. So, chat, I'm doing more paperwork than an actual police sergeant right now, believe it or not, because apparently he cannot make a police report until the evidence is produced, even though that's not how it works. But you know what? It is what it is. Write down all my information. Are you a victim of this incident? Would you say I'm a victim of this incident?
For the assault, yes.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna, would I say yes for the guy who, the registered sex offender? Would that be, would I be, since I made the complaint?
No, you'd be the complainant. You wouldn't be the victim.
Okay, so I'll be the complainant.
Now, chat believes that they put out some kind of Wi-Fi dulling signal that said, hey, yo, no, that's enough of that, to put an end to this madness. Jideon did post not too long ago, and so it seems that he is safe. Hopefully we get an update later on, but what do you think about this crash out? I say that it's really cool to see someone so passionate about what they do. I do want our boy to just really think before he acts sometimes, because I feel like this situation could have ended so much worse. There are so many corrupt cops that are just looking for a reason. There are so many corrupt people that are just looking for a reason. When you are doing something great, when you're making a change, people are just preying on your downfall. And so I just want him to be really careful. Like, yeah, no, you can't be scared when you're out here doing these kinds of things. Like, yes, you need brave people to make a change in the world. However, there's a difference between bravery and then being really bullheaded and getting yourself into a situation where something really bad could have happened that could have totally been avoidable. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you enjoy my channel, leave me a like if you did enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one.
Ooh, what does this button do? Please, do not push the button. You have no idea what it